Hello everybody and welcome to another WarThunder pilot video. This is Worcestershire and today we're taking a look at the Typhoon Mk. I wasn't planning on making a video about this plane, but I had such a good match in it recently, lots of good dogfighting, it was a lot of fun, so stick around, I think you'll enjoy it. The Typhoon Mk is a premium British fighter with a battle rating of 3.7. In this video, I will take you through a recent arcade battle, and along the way we'll discuss the pros and cons of the Typhoon Mk and some effective tactics to use to get kills and stay alive. So we're already a few minutes into this match, and I just spawned in, and right now I've decided I want to climb up and try to get these two heavy bombers so they don't take out our bases. This plane can carry 2 bombs up to 1,000 pounds each, or 8 rockets, and can be used very effectively in a ground attack role, which is what I normally do. But in this match I decided not to strap on any bombs and just use it in an air-to-air combat role. This plane has a good climb rate, but it took me a while to get up to the bomber altitude, so I'll just speed up the footage here for a little bit. I consider this plane to be an above average fighter at this BR. It's fast, it has a good climb rate, a good dive speed, it has excellent armament with 420mm Hispano cannons, and with its decent armor plating, it can withstand a lot of damage. I decided to climb straight up at this Halifax because if I can just get a few hits, I know I could do some serious damage. I did manage to get a crit. Before I completely stall, I used my rudder to turn my nose down. I get my speed back up and I'm easily able to keep up with the Halifax. Then I start to climb back up, try and take another shot. Doing a gradual climb initially so I don't lose too much speed. That's one heavy bomber down. Now I'm going to try to take out this B-34. And I'll speed up the footage again here briefly. Now I have a great angle on this B-34, and my 420mm Hispanos make short work of him. Because of this plane's fast dive speed and powerful guns, it's great for high altitude energy fighting and boom and zooming, so I'm trying to maintain my altitude while I look for my next target, starting with higher altitude enemies and working my way down. I want to go after this P-39 and BF-109 that are attacking a friendly bomber, and I'm keeping an eye on that P-63 and P-38 that just spawned in, because they might be able to climb up to me. Now I see that the BF-109 is climbing up towards me. I maintain my altitude for a little bit because I want him to continue climbing. I go into a spiral climb to avoid his guns and make him slow down even more. Once it looks like he's about to stall, I use my rudder to nose down towards him and take a shot. Now the P-39 is on me, so I climb and turn over him. I go into a steep spiral climb because I want the P-39 to keep climbing and losing speed, just like with the BF-109. Now I've got this B-239 going for me. I nose up a little bit to avoid his guns, and once he passes me, I go into a spiral climb. And once I'm in a good position, and it looks like he's slowed down enough, I go for the attack. And that's sort of the style of energy fighting I like to do, using my altitude advantage to force other planes to continue climbing and spending all of their energy. And at some point they'll be going slow enough that they become easy kills. Here's an enemy bomber and a BF-109 both at higher altitude. Let's see if we can take them both out. I probably should have gone into a spiral climb here, but instead I used my combat flaps to try to outturn him. I could probably just dive away and outrun this BF-109, but I decided to keep turn fighting with him, using my combat flaps and rudder turns to try to line up a shot. The Typhoon has a surprisingly decent turn time considering how large and heavy it is. This turn fight is taking a while, and now I've got a P-51 getting close. But I'm determined to get this BF-109, and eventually I line up a shot. Luckily the P-51 didn't manage to do any damage. I nose down under him and go into a brief dive to gain some speed. Then extend the combat flaps and start turn fighting. I've managed to get behind him, and I use a little bit of left rudder to line up a shot. And now I'm just going into a gradual climb to get some of the altitude back that I'd lost, and then scan for another target. If this FW-190 doesn't take out the bomber, I'll take a shot at him. I continue past the bomber because I see this BF-109 coming for me. I go for the head-on attack, and I manage to take him out. This P-51 wants to fight, so I turn around, then dive down towards him, dodging his guns, although he managed to land a hit, but my armor plating saves me. This F4U could be trouble, but I stick with the P-51 as I'm lining up the perfect shot. I immediately roll and loop downwards to evade the F4U. I engage combat flaps to try to outturn him, and use vertical loops so I don't lose too much speed. And I have a fairly easy time outturning this F4U and not losing too much speed in the process. And again, I just go into a gradual climb to get some altitude back and look for another target. I'll speed up the footage here again just to take you to the next engagement. This F4U looks like he's coming for me, so I'll turn towards him, then nose down to gain some speed. I take a few quick head-on shots and then immediately dodge. Then engage combat flaps and start turn fighting in vertical loops. He decides to continue his vertical climb here, and so I use my rudder to line up a shot. At this point, I notice that we're on the verge of losing the match as we're very low on tickets. So I decide it's time to dive down and take out any enemies that are going after our ground targets, and maybe even take out some ground targets myself. I need to take out this Firefly because it's a ground attack vehicle. There's a P-40 closing in on me fast. I make a quick looping turn to dodge him, and then keep turning to line up a shot. And now I've got a little bit of breathing room, so let's take out some ground targets. I was so focused on getting ground targets that I didn't notice this P-63 that's right on me, and I have to do some quick rolling turns to evade his attack. I couldn't take this shot right away because I was reloading. And it looks like he's going to extend away, so I turn to refocus on killing ground targets to try to win the match. Holy crap, that was close. We were way behind, but we managed to come back and win the match. Hopefully you learned some effective ways to fly the Typhoon Mark 1B. You can see it's really good at a lot of things, including high altitude energy fighting, ground strike, and even turn fighting. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Take it easy.